Right, we will try to give you some time. Please turn your microphones on mute, please, so we can hear some background noises. We will try to give you some time at the end for questions. Some questions have been sent in, but mostly being covered during the seminar anyway. So I'll hand you over to Master Izquierdo. Please, can you continue? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Livon? Okay. Change. Another key word. The pandemic is still being a test for us. It's a very, very strong enemy or opponent, because it's not completely known, Earlier or later, we will be in front of any change. For me, would be good to be prepared. The next slide, I do my best to try to share with all of you certain concepts, in order to understand how to act in front of the change. Okay. Time to reinvent yourself. I consider this phrase very good, but for me also it's not complete, because in my case, at least, I am changing every time. I am adapting every time, and I consider that kind of behavior, it's a continuous reinvent process, in front of a kids class, in front of my personal preparation, as a master, as student. So next, please. Look at this. Not everything done is wrong, or the old does not work, Exists, in my opinion, not complete, definition about the all things. All the past is wrong. All the done in the past is wrong, And let me share another anecdote with you. When I studied law in my country in the 80s, I used a typewriter like that. My father gave me for my birthday. I don't remember the number, okay? And maybe you can say now, okay, but that is a piece of museum. However, let me explain one important thing. Many times, when the electricity, disappear in a city, it's useful. Of course, it's not the same, but it's useful. Okay, next, please. We have here an opinion of Roger von Oyck. Sorry for the pronunciation, I don't know and the correct pronunciation. He's an American speaker and writer, He offers conferences around the world. But in my opinion, it's necessary to add the word, next please, all. For me, this is a complete sentence. It is not possible to solve all today's problems with yesterday's solution. Reflect, please, seconds about that. Next, please. Sometimes we could mix the new with the old in order to achieve a goal. You know? I know sometimes the result will be as expected, sometimes not. But at least not all the old things, the old resolution, the old learning is bad, is wrong, you know? Next, please. Read this. Each one chats generally with our own road, made of previous knowledge that we take as true. I was talking about this some minutes ago. Culture, experience, certainties, you know, the context when you live, where you students live, you know. Next, please. We have this problem. Please, sometimes it's only stop to discuss like this and try to see the same number from the different point of view. Imagine all the resolutions, all the decisions, you know, that we could take if we talk with others, not to fight, if we fight to others. I want to be the winner. I want to have the reason, you know. It's not important. For me, the more important thing here is that we could add the different point of view to obtain a better result, you know. Next, please. Our comfort zone. Staying or stepping out from the comfort zone can make a difference. You have the decision in your hands, you know? Remember that. Okay. Regarding the change topic, now we are talking about requirements. Remember Albert Einstein? If I said requirement, maybe your brain answer, next please, the quick answer from your brain after listen requirement word, maybe be that, you know? But next please. However, when we talk about requirements, we are not referring exclusively to materials or accessories. No. In my opinion, personal opinion, one of the main tools we have or must develop is creativity. Let me share with you next slide containing very, very smart appreciation. We want people who solve problems, who overcome obstacles. So I hope you like this slide because for me it's very, very impressive, very, very smart, you know, and useful. Okay. Our work into the Kids Committee is based the majority of the time in scientists, you know, researchers. Please, next. I want to share certain concepts from a scientist about creativity, you know. Stanislaw Batrach, please procure his name in Google and you will see his deep work about neurosciences, you know, how our brain learns. Okay, look at this, please, read. Take your time. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, next, please. And look at this. Next, please. But then they teach us to define, segment, segregate, and label in separate categories. When he say, the scientists say they, he is referring to schools that follow the educational model of the Industrial Revolution. So does Sir Ken Robinson in his book, The Element. I recommend, these two books, The Element, and I don't know if we have English version, Agilmente. It's very, very, very good material to teach, to learn how to teach. And next, please. In other words, our thought freeze. I have a proposal for all of you. Next, please. It doesn't matter if you are... Sorry, who is the author of the book, sir? Sorry, a question in the chat. Sorry, Stanislao Bachraj. Please, can return. And another important book is The Element by Sir Ken Robinson. Please enjoy. Welcome. Okay, no, please. It doesn't matter if you are 7 degree, 9 degree, second degree, it doesn't matter. In front of a class of kids, non-techniques requirement are relevant, in front of that, it's more relevant to have ideas, new ideas. For that reason, please think about this kick. And let's unfreeze our thoughts. Maybe you have a method to teach this technique. Okay, no problem. You are an expert, you have more than 30 years teaching. Okay. But now, please take a minute, and change that and do something new. Create a new manner in your mind, new manner to teach this flying kick. Seconds. Take a second. Okay, next please. In my case, many times I make up stories, I like a lot to make stories. But it's not the same thing if you create as an adult a story than create with your student. Please let them to participate during the creation process, the brainstorming to create a story to learn flying kick. For example, if you have a cone, you can say the cone is a piranha, and the tatami is a very dangerous river. And you need to jump to the other side. It's an example. Please prove Please test that idea. Please, next. Maybe the result will be the same than if you had used your own method. I don't know. You need to experiment, to try with a new manner to teach flying kick. But certainly, after create this new manner to teach, you have a new option. You have more experience. You have more possibilities, because in a class with 20 kids, you have 20 different persons, 20 different moods, 20 different experience of life. Understand? 20 different skills. It's not possible to teach to everyone and wait the same result from them. It's not good. It's not possible, And if you have more possibilities, more ideas to teach the same matter, you will be better instructor in front of a kids class. Okay, next please. Cross my finger to enjoy the next video from Taiwan. Using the idea, on the top of the pads, you can see the piranhas. And we have a bonus track using this game. Do you know why? Do you know what? They never say stop. They want all the time keep and keep and keep playing, because for them this is a game. This is time to play. For us as instructor, it's work, but for them it's a game. For that reason, they never ask time to rest. Never. Next, please. We're still talking about requirements. Let me share with you another anecdote. Not always we could buy accessories, For example, in certain countries it's so expensive to buy a ball or comb or rod. And this ball was made by little students using trash. But the situation was very, very, very tragic and funny. And maybe 12 years ago, I was conducted a summer camp in my city, Santa Fe City in Santa Fe, in Argentina, with 100 students, little students, And I needed in that occasion 12 assistants for 100 students, One assistant for ratio of 10 students also, and two reserve. My instructor, in charge of bring all the elements, all the accessories, forgot the ball. And I said, okay, you must solve this problem, because I have 100 Argentinian kids. In my country, we have two main things: football, soccer, and meal, asado in Spanish, meat, parrilla. I don't know the correct expression for that. But ball is essential, in a summer camp. And my student said, okay, I will solve. And he commanded, platoon of kids, take the rush around the square, Asado is not barbecue, so sorry, it's not the same. Sorry, thank you, but it's not the same. Barbecue is, for example, in Brazil, barbecue is okay. A stick, maybe a stick, thank you, a stick. Football, soccer, and a stick, thank you very much, I know you appreciate a stick in Argentina, a stick. Okay, and my student achieved a solution, They made this ball, But next, if we are talking about creativity, please reuse certain elements like these plastic cups, and using them as a frisbee, for example. Next, please, enjoy this video. Reuse these plastic cups, like a frisbee. But it's not only a game like frisbee. Look, they are training their skills, like for example, coordination between hand, eye, and brain, laterality, patience, concentration. Please, it's the same simple game. Using plastic cups, Look, all the time they are interesting. For us, it's very, very important because we are training laterality, for example. Look, they are enjoying the activity. Okay, next please. Maybe we have the possibility to buy a ball like this, we have this ball in our doshan, but one time I arrived at the doshan and I saw the following scene. Look at this. Look, I never seen this before. Again, please. Again, because again. So my recommendation in front of this example is please let free children and observe. Maybe you could discover a new way to use this ball, like me. Thank you very much. Next. Okay. Again. This time, first, enjoy a good Argentinian wine, and then reuse the corks. Reuse the cork. If it's possible, after the presentation, I will share with you a technique to teach punch, the correct, movement, supination and pronation, to perform punch using corks like this. Using cork like this, Please see the next picture from Peru. Simple, let free time to children or give some instruction, no more. Let free. And you can see here, previous, Gustavo, please, previous, please. And you can see kids concentrated, imagine this activity previous to perform, for example, patterns, for example, or fundamental movements, is very, very useful. Now, next, please. Okay, we can see kids performing Apchabusigi, and after you go to your nephew birthday party, for example, and borrow some balloons, please, and use this balloon. Next, look at this from Paraguay. Explosive Apchabusigi. It's a simple balloon. Next, please. I use, from many, many years ago, bracelets, bracelets. I use green, like this. I will show you again after the presentation, don't worry, Gustavo. And I use like this, right and left. However, sometimes giving class in front of screen, you see on the contrary, For that reason, it's very important to use this, because you never having confusion with this. Right, left, Next, please. The dobok. Many people don't know, but the dobok of the kids' dobok is a didactic, pedagogical tool to teach. Why? Because it permits to learn, and reading a book, for example, and the leg with Taekwondo word is always the right side, and the shield on the chest is always the left side, always represent the left side. So we have no more in front of a problem of a confusion, because we are seeing the image like a mirror, broken mirror, Or, please, talking about requirement, use the next music. Like the Caribbean philosopher Master Gato used. It's very, very interesting case, because he told me many years ago that he received maybe 20% of kids with autism, and the music that they choose, the kids choose, let him connect with their students. It's very interesting, And in the next video, please pay attention, because at least a half are kids with autism. Of course, I don't like the music that Master Gato used. It's heavy metal, rock and roll, very strong for me. But my opinion is not relevant. The result is relevant. Look at this. And look, please, the parents through the windows, they are checking all the time to Master Gato. Repeat, please, one more time, please. Remember, there are kids with autism. And the majority are in contact with him, with Master Gato Gato. It's very impressive. Okay, next please. One time I enjoyed an hamburger and discovered this table game. I don't know if it's the correct denomination, but please pay attention, because in front of you maybe you have a very, very important tool to teach. So, next please. Look at this. I adapt to Taekwondo class, and I reuse the previous game. Obviously, I copied the idea because it was very good idea. Can you listen me, because I received a message that my sound disappeared. Can you hear me?
The sound is working fine. The sound is working fine. It must be on their part. I will message them.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next, please. Look, enjoy Kinder Surprise. I like a lot, After enjoy the chocolate of Kinder Surprise, I use this material, this little ball, yellow ball, and put inside different materials and invite the kids to discover what is, inside of each of them. For what? To work auditory differentiation, But previously, I asked it, I want to change this little yellow ball and discover that, that link that I share with you. Take advantage of the opportunity to be fun. Okay, next. We entered in the serious part, I guess, It's planning, We must planning. I remember many instructors, that I met, and I asked to them, did you planning your year? Of course. Can you show me? Because I want to learn. No. Why? Don't trust me. No, it's not the problem. But I planning here. I have everything here. Okay. During coronavirus, maybe this master, this instructor had coronavirus, and during 15 days he is absent of the doshan. What happened? The plan maybe will be like this, right, in paper or in a computer, because your assistant must know which is the plan, the final goal, but more important, the process to get the final goal. We have a bad news. Next, please. The bad news is that we must sit down, think, rewrite, correct, rethink, and rewrite. Because, for example, in 2020, we had prepared a plan for 2020 in 2019, and we need to modify everything, And it's a task not good for us because we like a lot of movements, but it's necessary, highly necessary to sit, take a seat, think and write the plan in order to all the instructor, assistant know what is this, and the process. Okay, next. And please, don't forget Susanna, my former teacher, because in defense of her, because Susanna is still alive, is my friend. I talked many times with her, about this matter. She believed in education, She followed the educational system created during the Industrial Revolution that did not work well, Jokes aside, during 5 years, I honestly didn't learn more than single words in English, The rigidity and distance between teachers, and behind the educational system regarding the students was so huge. There was no desire to continue learning, It was a very, very bad experience for teachers with, intentions to do something different, because the rules in 60s, 80s, was so rigid to them also. Understand? So, next. In that moment, a good class was one in which our students, the students were quiet. I was a student, and my obligation was to be quiet. The educational goal was only known by the teacher, and nobody has had the possibility to discuss, with our teachers. Never, was considered disrespectful behavior, We only must listen and memorize and repeat, But nowadays, next please, you can see classes like this. Next, please. Today, the instructor introduced himself as a facilitator, as a guide, knowing from off, maybe mix it in the middle of the class, In a good class, now in contradiction with the previous slide, the instructor will be quiet, while the students will work in groups and talk every time to discover the solution to, for example, a problem or challenge. Next, please. Look, more examples. Next, please. According to the new education definition, the student assumes a role of protagonist. Next, please. Look, thank you, Ronnie. I know you are in the middle of the attendance. Thank you very much for this picture. Next, please. And next, please. Look this picture. Maybe a class for kids looks like a little bit untidy, but it's not true, because if it's under the instructor or guide, control, it is just an appearance, It's not, untidy class. Looks like, but it's not really. Next, please. Okay. Tips to remember. Clear educational objectives. Planning, please. What I want to teach. How? The procedure, the didactics, the pedagogical issues, where is the shame? Into a primary school, in a private tuition, in a square, background, when? After or previous a class. It's not the same to conduct a class when the kids wake up, in comparison with a class after the school. Imagine a kid after the school is so tired, so tired. Maybe during the class, your obligation was to be quiet and sit down. Imagine the energy, the amount of the energy in each kid, after the class is a very, very huge challenge. It's true. Discipline, we're talking about that, and next week, Grandmaster Nardisi will develop more deep. And creativity and innovation. But overall, for me, next please, all of instructor of children needs passion, because to teach children involve love, involve, in my words, Grandmaster Nardisi likes, lovely discipline, but lovely discipline. And in certain moments, I am human being. Maybe you are in doubt, but I am human being, and my mood is modified, according to the circumstances. And so, if I have not patience, it's an impossible task to conduct a class for kids, So, I invite you. Next, please. Next. Through chat, please write what you see in the following image. Next. What do you see? Imagine a hand, heart, brain, heart, love, red strip. Okay. Heart. Okay. Okay. M, love, heart. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Look at this. My son, Felipe, was 6 years old. He said me, I don't know if it's correct. It's throat bell inside the behind the leg. I don't know if throat bell. Tonsil, please help me with the name. Okay, no. Epilotis, I don't know. Okay, ask to the doctor. Okay, but uvula, yes, uvula, but it's a scientist name. But the common name is throat bell, something like this. Okay, that's. Look, the solution from my son Felipe when he was 6 years old. He turned and he transformed in a shark. Please, if you want, complete the image. If you want, try it yourself. And look, the next image is very, 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 very good. What we adults see, what children see. It's a very beautiful and deep message. Okay, next. Being organized. Look at this. It's not organized. Better, because it's an opportunity to talk about this skill, Next. Remember, teaching and learning is a process, what implies patience and tolerance. Enjoy and be creative. Look. Next. Take advantage of any opportunity to teach, like a championship. Next. How to breathe in Taekwondo. Look at this. Next, please. Look at this. Competence of breathing. And next, please. This video from Hong Kong. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thanks, Abum. Jennifer, thanks. Look, take advantage of any opportunity to interact with parents and carriers. It's very important. The kids enjoy it, you know? And the parents also. Thank you, Master Arthur. Next, please. Okay. See this. Please pay attention to drawing and touch all of circle using only 3 straight lines. Yes, Grandmaster Backlegger. You are right, not yet in Corona times. You are right, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, the solution. We are still talking about creativity. One more. One more. Look. It's a good exercise to test our creativity, you know? Okay, next please, enjoy this video. Cross my finger. Is running?
No, it's not running. Try again. Press play. Nothing's happening. It's on repeat. It just.
Yes, it's a shame because it's a very, very good video. Okay, I promise we'll share with all of you through email because it's very, very impressive. Okay, next please. A message for all of you. Repeat please. Next please. Okay, 5 minutes to talk about this progressive skill development. All of our previous concepts, you know, enclose the idea of progressive development. Progressive, you know, implies stage. Next please. Next please. The word progressive implies stage. Next, please. You will receive through email a file with characteristics regarding the ages. Be happy because we will send to all of you. You know, look, childhood is the stage of life that goes from birth to adolescence, means from 0 to 12 years. And different stages of period can be distinguished. Next, please. This stage helps to know how a child is doing compared to other children of the same age. Next. And the experts, the majority amount of experts talk about 5 areas, you know, physical, cognitive, affective, language, sensory, you know. So just to show, please next, just to show the deep work of research behind each point, having in account that language development, is so different between 4 and 7 years. For example, a child with 4 years, who is 4 years old, use sentence using 6 or 5 words only. However, at that age, they know 4,000 words. Do you understand? They know 4,000 words. However, it's not possible to them, according to the development of the central nervous system, to build sentences more using more words than 6 or 5. Next, a question: why do we start learning writing at 6 years? Easy, because the development that requires eyes, brain, hand coordination begins to be more precise from that age. Look, next. That's an example, Next. This is more important message. Children generally progress from one stage to the next in a natural, again the word natural appears, unpredictable sequence at their own pace. At their own pace. Repeat. Next, please. For me, all the keywords that we used during the presentation. And one more. Next, please. Cross my finger. Yes. I don't know, sir. Maybe. Grandmaster Frank, I don't know.
It is, my dear Fabian. It is. Boekhol.
These mentions.
Yeah, we're always fighting, my dear.
This space was sponsored by Coca-Cola. Okay, take it easy. You will receive a file with this presentation, and this contains all my sources and credits, And remember, if you need, contact me only in Spanish, please. It is a joke. That is the email address. Okay, one more. And in case of you want to contact in English, please contact to my former teacher, Susana, and the cat is under the table, that gmail.com. Okay. Next, please. Next, please. This is a gift, bonus track for all of you. I want to say thank you very much for your patience, for your respect to me and comprehension. Thank you very much. And this bonus track, please enjoy. Cross my finger. about creativity. Power break. Look at this. Okay, thank you very much for all of you. Thank you very, very much, Mr. President, board members, Grandmaster, Master, my colleagues. Thank you very much. Sorry for any mistakes. Sorry for my pronunciation and bad English. The fault is to Susana, my former teacher. And if you give me 30 seconds, Grandmaster Donato, to show me. Okay, I need to show this because it's very useful. No? Look, if you want to show how to cross your arms in order to perform a block, for example, it's very good to have, the bracelet. If you want to teach the pronation, a supination movement, look, with a cork, little piece of cork, just like this. I ask to him or to her, like this, back, and liberate, back, and you are teaching punches. It's very useful. Understand? And if you want to teach, if you have not the bracelet, find your hand like this, and use point with point to teach how to cross, and then obviously correct. Okay, thank you very much for everyone. One more time, thank you very much. Thank you, Grandmaster Nardisi. Thank you, Mr. Gustavo Libon, for your support, and to my friend Leo Rosdweck, Thank you, Master Santaniello, for your support, and Grandmaster Nardisi also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master Izquierdo. Excellent seminar. I hope you all enjoyed that. We do have a couple of questions. A lot of the questions will be answered next week when I do my seminar. Some people have asked questions. It's certain things that I will be covering. There's a couple of questions to do with class management, about the length of the class. Should it be 30 minutes or 45 minutes? And how would you break down the activities? I don't know if you want to say anything briefly, Master Izquierdo, but what is possible that you get hold of the manual, which will be available after this course, and the manual actually has suggested lesson plans, suggesting time. It is between 30 and 45. That is the answer. It's 30 to 45. It depending on the age. Certainly the younger ones, 30. When they get to 5, 6, 7, they can manage 45. So you either do 30 to 45. You can do 45 to an hour, but it's quite heavy, an hour, and you will have to give them plenty breaks. And mainly for the 6, 7-year-olds, that an hour will be okay. So it's flexible. Okay. All other questions will be answered, and if we can't answer any questions during the seminar, we will answer them by email. Okay. Just a couple of things. Most of you got used to doing the login process properly. You're putting your full name. If you don't put your full name, we cannot verify who it is. So when you try to log in the waiting room, make sure you rename to put your full name. Those of you receiving the email links from me, I have a record of who's opening them. So once you click open the email, just to view it, I won't send you any more. But I send everyone 2 more reminders. So everyone gets 3 emails to make sure, because a lot of them go to spam mail because they're sent in bulk. So check your spam mail. I would appreciate it if you open it once you receive it, so I know that you've got it. Also, remember, a lot of you had camera issues today. Try to get them fixed next week. We'd like to see that everybody is, participating, watching, and not bringing a great big crowd hiding behind the camera. Okay, and you will receive a PDF of that presentation. Okay, plus other material that Master Izquierdo told you. So thank you very much. We'll do the protocol of bowing before you leave. So if everyone could line up and bow, not line up, but bow. Right, Trent, Johnny, Taekwon. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for participating, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm very excited for next week. Thank you.